happy to be here, and I hope you are too. Let me give you a taste of what our life has been like for the past few months. When I say ears, you say open. Ears. Open! Well, maybe I've been in military school for too long, but now I feel comfortable if I can get a sound in military. So let's get some noise in here. Ears. Open! There we go. One of the many things I've learned as a cadet at the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy is focus. When the cadre, our sergeants, say ears, we say open. When they say eyes, we say click. These rituals have helped me to focus these last 5.5 months at IDYCA. Even if you're on the right track, you will get run over if you just sit there. This is a quote from Will Rogers, a quote that changed me, a quote that led me to the Idaho Youth Challenge Academy. I was on the right track, but I was just sitting there. When the train bumped me, I realized I should get it moving. I decided to start living by a quote from Shining L. Alder. The most important thing is this: to sacrifice what you are now for what you can become tomorrow. I chose IDYCA. Looking back to day zero, I would never have thought that I would be walking across this stage today. These last 5.5 months have been challenging, but I guess that's why they decided to call it Idaho Youth Challenge Academy. 5.5 months ago was the first day for class 14-2. When we first showed up, we started acclimation phase. Fear was struck in many during acclimation, of which I was one of them. The cadre didn't talk much, and when they did, it wasn't talking. They were using very commanding voices. IDYCA is a quasi-military academy. Acclimation phase is very similar to stories I've read about the first few weeks of military. They break you down as individuals and build you up as a team. This means in practice that when one person did the wrong thing, we were all on our faces doing push-ups. We did things all as one. We became a team. At first, life was extremely unpleasant and seemed like it would never end. We never knew what was going to happen next. It was like walking in the dark with a blindfold. You feel lost and scared. But fortunately, there could be rays of light that shine through. When we were issued our boots and DCUs, our uniforms, it was like Christmas. We couldn't wait to wear them. The end of acclimation was accompanied by an ice cream cone. Then the academics started. 5 months of cramming tough schoolwork. Being a cadet at IDYCA is not the easiest thing in the world. The daily routine is the same, every day the same. No surprise there, but every day seemed like a year. And yet, looking back, it seemed like yesterday that I was standing in my black and whites waiting for my whole world to be completely changed in the next few months. Every day we were in environments that were stressful. We sometimes even made it worse by arguing and fighting. Soon we learned that we were one. We were all in it together. We were all missing home. And we all wanted to leave and be done. There was not one day that I didn't wake up and want to go home. We all grew together and helped motivate each other to stick it out. We were the Axe Flight. Growing from being an individual to becoming part of the Axemen flight, often called Axe, was an amazing thing to be part of. Class 2014-1 Axemen had a motto of "The world awaits." One of the first things we Axemen did as a team was during acclimation. We came together and changed it from "The world awaits" to the much better "We won't fail." We might have feared that we would fail, but if we said it enough, soon we would not fail. Much like later in the system when one of my favorite sergeants, Tech Sergeant Call, had us doing push-ups. On down, we would say "I'm," and on up, "big." He told us that if we said it enough and kept working at it, one day we would be big. As Axemen, we all had a huge hole to dig out of, being considered the baby flight, or the immature ones. Despite the big holes we had to dig out of, we Axemen became brothers, and now always will be. We grew to be a team, we grew to be one, and we won't fail. Equally important to the relationships within the Axe Flight were our relationships within the squadron. We worked as a flight and had competitions between the other two flights, but at the end of the day, we all were one. We might have our differences, but we all came here for many similar reasons. We all wanted each other to succeed as much as we wanted ourselves to succeed. I would like to share another quote with you. This quote is from Gene Nittich. It's choice, not chance, that determines your destiny. These last 5.5 months were a choice. One of the best choices I've ever made. These last few months will help determine my destiny. I'd like to thank all of IDYCA and the staff here. I've grown very much from this experience. I would also like to thank my grandpa and my mom and grandma for all their support. Also, I would like to thank all of you here today for all your support throughout the program. One thing one of my fellow cadets always said was, "I'm going home." And now, one final quote in honor of Cadet Ethan Benson, "I'm going home." Thank you.